Janine Nicole coming to you from beautiful sunny South Florida. I hope you're having a great day. Today we're going to be talking about, are you really worth the investment? So let's get into it. I was listening to a podcast today and it really resonated with me when the young lady said, I've heard this before, by the way, if you're not willing to invest in yourself, then why should anybody else be willing to invest in you? And I just thought that was really key. So, what I took from it is what I've noticed, that until I begin investing in myself, in not just money, in time, and in education, and educating myself and listening to getting information from different resources, until I began to really invest in cultivating in me the things that I need to move me and my business forward and my financial life, did I start seeing any kind of results. And I think that that's really key. If you really think about it at its granular level, just like the lady said, if you're not willing to invest in yourself, why should you expect anybody else to come off their hard earned money? It's not, it's just not realistic. And even if I think back to getting my massage license, like that was a really tough investment for me. First and foremost, I had to move to another state, of which I only knew two people, and start my whole life over again to start this journey. But when I set out to do it, I had no idea the impact of me investing the time, the money, the resources into that decision of educating myself and taking a student loan out and getting my license. That path took what that path took me down. It's been an incredible journey that I've gone on by just as a byproduct of that investment. The lives that the people that I've met and the connections that I've made by just that one act of me moving to South Florida. I don't know if I said this before, but had I not moved to South Florida, I would have never met my husband. My relationship with God would totally not be where it is right now. Just so many things. It's just like looking back over the decisions that I made and seeing everything come together. At the time, I didn't see, getting married, or any of this other starting my own business and getting into the digital space that I've kind of falling into lately. Podcasting, this was nowhere near on my radar when I initially made that first step. But it's just interesting to look back at the decisions, that the investment that I made in coming to South Florida. It's beginning to pay dividends, and not always in money, in relationships. So I just thought that was a little interesting tidbit. I am going to get off this rabbit trail and get back on topic. Like I was saying, the young lady today that I heard on a podcast, she mentioned, if you're not willing to invest in yourself, you should not expect anyone else to. That really resonated with me, because it's so true. Until you begin to, not just with your money, but with your time, really cultivate in yourself the skills and abilities that you're going to need to change the world, nothing can happen. So, are you really worth the investment? Do you really believe with every fiber of your being the thing that you're called to do, that it's going to change the world? In whatever industry that is that you have your mind set on, you are a world changer. And if you don't believe that within everything that you are, or even have an inkling of it, I'm going to need you to take a step back. Seriously. I'm going to need you to take a step back and really refocus on what it is that you're here to do and really get a concrete picture of what that is, because you can't walk into something that you can't see. And if you can't see it, you can't show it to anybody else. And like myself, I'm walking into this thing. I see a glimpse of it. I don't see the full picture, but I can, this is going to sound crazy. I can feel the impact that I have. That it's like I'm on the precipice of an amazing discovery. And it's almost like you can feel the energy. At least I can. I hate to run down a rabbit trail with you guys, but I'm telling you, I know that I'm meant for something great. And it's not to toot my own horn or anything like that. It's to change people's lives. And I have no idea in what shape that this is going to evolve into. But I can tell you that the people that I've met, the relationships that I'm cultivating, they're not on accident. They are divinely purpose for me to meet these people. And it's funny sometimes when I meet people and as I make the connection and I see the spark in my own mind, it's like, wow, you really brought me to this place with this intent in mind. And even when I first meet the person, I see it, but the person has no idea. And I don't know if that's a natural gift that I have, but that I can see why that person was put into my life. And it's almost just like, you know what's going to happen in the movie and you've seen it, but your husband hasn't, or the person you're with hasn't seen the movie and you don't want to spoil it for them, but you already know. You don't know the full thing, but you saw part of the movie, so you already know. So I have this like tangible excitement with me when I meet certain people or when certain things happen, and it's like, wow, I saw this coming already and I already had an expectation for it. So that's just interesting. I went down a different route with that, but it was meant for somebody, so be it. Back to what I was saying about, are you really worth the investment? If you don't feel like you're worth the investment, then this is all for nothing. And I don't want to be a Debbie Downer or anything like that. And I know I've said something to this effect before, but I just want you to understand that the greatness that's on the inside of you, if you don't make the investment in your time, and honestly in the beginning, that's what it is. It's majority, it's your time that you're going to be spending. And me, I'm of a certain age, and I see that, yes, God can redeem the time, but being realistic, I'll be 40 years old shortly, very shortly. And realistically, 20 years, I don't have 20 years to play around and do what I'm called to do. I have to strike while the iron is hot, so to speak. And I know that it can sometimes look like I'm chasing after fame or money or influence or that sort of thing. That's the furthest thing from the truth. The honest fact of the situation is, yes, absolutely, everybody, don't act like you don't. Everybody wants to be, influential, and everybody wants to have nice things. And even those people that take a vow of poverty and that sort of thing, those people still have those same wants and desires, but they've chosen to say, I choose you, God, or I choose this greater cause over my own personal self satisfaction. With me, honest to goodness, I just feel like I'm supposed to do this. Like, this is what I'm supposed to do in this time of my life. And some things will have to suffer for that, for me to be able to do this. Yes, I'm not going to be able to sleep, 8 hours every night. I'm just not. I'm not going to be able to watch certain shows that I want to see. I'm not going to be able to have certain conversations that I enjoy. Certain things are going to have to suffer. But it's vitally important for this process to happen and this message to get out. So I'm making the investment of spending time and educating myself on the things that are going to move me and the business forward, and the message, because the message is the main thing. It's all for naught if I don't fulfill my purpose in this, and helping women of color around the globe fulfill their purpose and destiny, and see their dream come true. Point blank, period. If I don't fulfill my purpose in that regard, I'm not quite 1,000% sure how I'm going to do this, but I do believe that I'm on the right path just because of the doors that are opening and the opportunities that have presented themselves. I know that I'm doing the right thing in the right season, in the right way. Of course, with everything, there's a trial and error period. So I'm not going to do everything perfect, and I don't expect to. I'm not a perfect person, and neither are you. So I'm not going to hold myself to a standard that's impossible. But I am going to do my very best to be a faithful steward over what God has given me. And if you don't believe in God and you're not into the woo woo, you don't have to be. Because at the end of the day, the message that I have is going to be delivered to who needs to hear it. And if that's not you, so be it. But I don't believe anything is done by accident. I don't believe that you just stumbled across this podcast or this message, however you got it, whether somebody shared it with you or you just stumbled across it. I don't believe in happenstance. Everything happens for a reason. And I'm not going to debate you on it. Don't message me. Don't tweet me with no foolishness. Because at the end of the day, whether you believe it or not, that's your personal belief. And I'm entitled to my personal belief. One of my good friends was like, oh, don't mention God in your, in your business because, it could turn some people off. That's okay with me. Everybody's not going to resonate with me, and I'm okay with that. At the end of the day, if it costs me some business down the line, I'm okay with that, because that business that I'm going to miss out on, those dollars that I'm going to miss out on because I mentioned God in my podcast and my faith, that's okay with me. I can sleep well tonight knowing that I serve a great God, and whatever is for me is for me. And if that offends you, I'm sorry. I don't intend to, but it is what it is. I will not, be the one that says, oh, because you don't believe what I believe, I can't talk to you. That's not the God that I serve. So, if you're offended by hearing the word God, I'm sorry, but it is what it is. I will not apologize for my God because he needs no apology. Thank you kindly. Anywho, I didn't mean to get down Reverend Rowe, but it needed to be said, as Jose Duarte likes to say. So, at the end of the day, ladies, and gents, I'm sorry, I know I have a few gents that listen. I really want you to be clear on if you are worthy of the investment, and what are you doing today? What are you doing to invest in yourself, in time? And yes, it is going to cost you some money, but primarily your time, your money, your resources, your skills and abilities. What are you doing to invest in yourself to show that you are worth somebody investing in you? I think that speaks for itself. My conscience is clear. I don't feel like I need to put anything else on it. I'm probably going to get a little backlash from this, but hey, bring it, whatever. Like I said, for those of you that, those of you trolls, I know you're listening. It's cool. You will get blocked. Do what you need to do. You will get blocked. Just know this wasn't for you. And I'm not gonna give you the time of day. You ain't gonna steal my thunder, and you sure ain't gonna steal my joy. Holla if you hear me. My hallelujah choir. So I am going to sign off because I'm rambling. All right, girls. Let's get ready to change this world. I do not like that. That was so cornball. All right, girls. It's your girl, Janae Nicole, signing off. And I will holla at you later. Of course, you can reach me at janaenicole.com. Just know that you are loved. I holla.